I was 10 when my father died. 10 when the police came to the door, their hats in their hands, speaking in low voices, as if soft words would soften the blow. But they didn't. Nothing did. He died on duty, a firefighter, known by everyone in our little town as Big Mike, strong as a bull, gentle as a poet. The kind of man who could pull a kid out of a burning building and still remember their birthday the next year. But to me, he wasn't the town hero. He was just Dad. He smelled like smoke and peppermint. He used to tell bedtime stories in funny voices. And he called me champ, even when I struck out in Little League. And then he was gone. I don't remember the funeral. I remember black clothes, hands patting my shoulders, people whispering. I remember Mom crying at night when she thought I was asleep. I remember pretending to be okay because she needed me to be. And I remember the box. It showed up 15 years later, on my 25th birthday. A wooden crate, battered by time. No return address. Just a note attached to the top. For Luke. Open when you're ready. The handwriting stopped me cold. It was his. My dad's handwriting. I ran my fingers over the loops in the letters, remembering every note he'd ever left on the fridge. Every birthday card, signed Love, Dad. I didn't open it that day, or the next dot. It sat in my closet for 3 months. Why? Because I was afraid. Afraid of what it might say. Afraid it might break me open after I'd worked so hard to seal myself shut. But one night, when the world felt heavy and silent, I sat on the floor with a screwdriver and opened it. Inside were layers of newspaper, a stack of envelopes, a small metal box, and a flash drive. The first envelope read, "Start here, champ. If you're reading this, I'm long gone. But not gone enough to miss your 25th birthday. I always promised I'd be there for the important stuff. And since life had other plans, I decided to cheat the rules a little. This box, it's full of pieces, memories, clues, maybe, a few confessions, a few regrets, but most of all, love. Take it slow. Don't open it all at once. Trust the order. And when it gets hard, remember, the hardest things often reveal the best truths. I love you more than words can say. Love." Dad, I sat there for hours, reading, crying, laughing. Each envelope was a letter. Each letter was a story. One about the time he skipped work to take me to my first ball game. One about how he fell in love with Mom. How he knew the second she spilled coffee on his boots that she was the one. One about his regrets. How he wished he hadn't missed so many dinners. How he never told me enough. How proud he was. Some letters came with little trinkets. A toy fire truck I'd lost as a kid. A napkin sketch of the treehouse he'd always promised to build. There was even an old watch, his, still ticking dot. And then I found the flash drive. I hesitated, plugged it into my laptop. One video file, titled, "Hey Champ." He sat at our old kitchen table. His hair was darker. He looked tired, but smiling. "If you're seeing this, it means you finally opened the box. Took you long enough." He laughed. I laughed too, through tears. "I don't know what life's thrown at you, Luke, but I hope you're still standing. I hope you're still kind. I hope you still believe in love and second chances, because you deserve all of it." He paused, looking off camera, then back. "There's one more thing in the metal box. Use it when you're ready." I opened the small metal box. Inside, a single key and a folded map. The map showed the woods behind our old house. A red X marked a spot not far from the stream where we used to fish. The next morning, I drove out, parked by the old fence, walked into the woods. With shaking hands, it was all there, hidden in the brush. Under a mound of earth was a wooden trapdoor. I used the key. Inside was a tiny room, a real treehouse, but underground, finished, painted, lit by a battery lamp. Photos of me on the walls, my childhood drawings, notes from Dad. A sign on the inside door read, "When the world feels too big, come here, love, Dad." I stayed in that space for hours. It was like time folded in on itself. In a world that often took more than it gave, here was something pure, something he'd built, not just for me, but for the version of me who would grow up without him. That night, I sat at the little desk and wrote my first letter back. "Dear Dad, I think I finally understand.